Welcome to the St. Valentine's edition for this day broadcast for virgins, saints, and the most holy. Thank you to this very moment giving and sharing our little knowledge on what is Saint Valentine. Now, Saint Valentine with the 911 code and 119 code, which happen to be on the eve of Valentine. On this victory, which want to say 3 and also which happen to be what my immediate return from Nkonya happened to be counting today and yesterday being 2 years, exactly 2 years, without traveling anywhere in Konya. However, BEKOE SYLVESTER with the BS 2624011 98K right there, also adding to this, having this patient number 3 point, you want to say. However, we have 11 with the same number. What we mean is this, that 3 plus 8 will give us 11, which is the same year and having to recall the year as 1. So it is 1111 with angel number 12 having this work ingenuely. Now, this very Valentine would only center and be in the very realms of the law that makes holy. This is nothing to do with defiling yourselves. Now, to understanding maybe why you didn't get quite sure what the word says that it is defiling, wouldn't be you are not a prince. How do you go for princess? You are not a king, queen. How do you go for those things? You didn't have to have it as a name. If it's abomination to have names of persons, especially royalties and royal or dignities being mentioned on just name merely, you don't have the right to do that. So that's what you have done to corrupt the flesh of the righteous to their spoil. And you don't really agree who is really righteously doing it. And the Lord has also not been involved as flesh to discern the righteousness like it rains. I made it today and it rains. Already, this is not the first time. It's been raining since January till this time. Heavy rain, which you've never experienced before. That's the world champion. That if you have to farm, you should know this is the time. That we are not waiting on somebody's calendar. Now watch here. What has 1969 and 14 February had got already to this? Like the rallies. Do you know what is rallies? Things that are importantly handled by the spirit of somebody holy or saint. Like, you want to know that. Let's dive in. So, very important to know. Tomatoes in the color and then flamboyant in the color. In Nkonya, we got it. On my channel, we know it already, we got it. Now, watch here. Look at even on my special color. This is a picture of photo taken for maybe so many years, if I had to tell you. Since 2016, I had this photo on. 2016, 2017. So at least to say 2017, we have it on. This photo. And how? That's a database for, yeah, I have to have it. And they say what? Jewels, veins, you see that? Company. So if you have to say, we're live on Mission and Ministries SYLVESTER, which is our general channel for many years. I've told you, what do? You have to keep time with the Lord. You see this like a rod? You see this is for multi-purpose. You see this as a nail? That's the piercing, how things have been created live. Or you want to know that I created? Everything here is not a photo of somebody. I did this because the most design that should come up on the channel live shouldn't be my enemy doing it. If I have to look almost every time different with the real situation and spirit presence to us is this. What do you need of myself or myself? That if I wear a color like this, you want to know the color? Look, I design. Would you also have the power to design it? You want to know this, right? So let's delve in again, because it's another version that we want to say fire is up the chimney. Maybe let's find out. Let the smoke up here right here. Yeah, even in the broadcast, you have to see things the way you say it. I mean, the smoke sitting here. And this smoke is particulate from what? From plants, and that is supernatural spirit. That is a reserve working for life. So when you look at maybe how we also look at things or perceive that the art. So this is the art here that should give you the state of the art. So the state of the art is what? Virginity, law, maintenance, world war. So that word we talk about we is just simply world end. And if anybody is to rule, you won't take the place of somebody and say it's yours. I don't have anybody else sitting here other than myself as what I'm doing. You have never had it anywhere, even counting on the channel. So the smoke is so powerful that I should have it. The banquet is on fire. I can show you that. So if you have any visitation, should have any word, any kind of situation is handled, we made it rain heavily. Who should be working? The design means descend. So that when I'm composing it, how I word it, it made it rain instantly. Looking at the time, I woke up and it has to work. And it worked indeed. For real, it worked. Look at the colors. If we don't have anything, olive, beauty, colors, vegetation, what else are you going to say? If I had to design this for you and take money, do you know how much I should charge you? If I should be in the print studio, I have to design, because almost everything I do is a spirit. So once it's a spirit, the Lord is a trip in it. So that we cannot say, I word or I create, and we didn't see the rain. We talk about sins and we rain. Only midnight I have to wake up again, complete the work, and it rained this early day. Do you not see the saint? How I returned in Konya to the cities 2000 to say 2, the number 2, 2 years now. 2 years now without faith of somebody. However, the things you didn't know is this, how you don't understand it, so you abuse it with a spirit that is corrupt. And then you make the law itself, what you don't know. Look, this will be the nail. They will just move one, pierce you. I'm telling you, you couldn't defy the home of the kingdom, call it over something. It's abomination. You forbid the law, and then the law is this you claim is the Lord or the church, we attend a religion, and we don't have the manners for that which we say is the law. We don't display it. We do things opposite. If a prince is giving to women of the best on the land, he has no lesson for you to go do the same. However, there's a learn and earn until something really happens as you kind of feel. Let's go for a moment of break. On the screen again as we continue with 1 crew, 1C, and that is it. We do not have to have somebody who doubt what we're doing. You know, you have to be very mindful of what I'm saying. Don't go judge anybody. As the day is carried with angels, run angels, forces, and many spirits. What you believe in your local language didn't give birth to this. And that is why I haven't really been conserved in such a manner you have been made. So I'm not doing things with the time of my enemies. No, I don't do that. I just have to say the Lord, look at how transformed I am. In the smoke is this. The smoke is what? Healing to the flesh. So when you begin to curse things or change it, it will be like that for you. But I don't create a world that is with curse. So I don't do that. I really don't do that. What do we mean? That I should have a princehood, and then the priesthood is become a priesthood for something else that is outside the kingdom. What you want to know about myself that is not known? Or I should put my name again, like you want to see that? You know, I can also do this with this name. So let's see that on the live, like this. You know what? This code, let's find out. You know, you can't do it without that. Already everything is here, but I just have to show it as we're also seeing the fabric, so that you will know what character and role it is to have this. You know, when you're seeing 14, I can show you this also in a different code. You see that it is live on my own data, feeding creation. I'm not saying somebody did it on my behalf to just go take this. So I just want to put this one right here, like as you say that right there. This code can be my enemy. So we have not invited enemies here. So let me tell you, all the good works that you claim is reserved in the Bible, you don't watch to know what is happening. They are opposite what is written. Whenever you mention anything holy, it is with a corrupt woman or corrupt man. That's what it's showing. That's why anytime you finish holiness, you only sought to say you want to go out into marriage. That is your downfall. Because marriage is not given to anybody apart from the authority on the land. Why the Lord makes such things is only for this. That's why you abuse things. You don't know that most people who, after your service to say cleaning and learning, the opposite has always been attracted to what? To your good. Yeah, they don't have any good that it should be attracted to them, or that they may attract you. If you don't know, let's watch carefully. You see that if I have to say this word, nobody's visiting us here because I'm not expecting anybody to visit. I have no such expectation for any visitation. When I put this code right there, you have to know what I'm saying. That is what? For the word that cannot do without what? This very name. And the code cannot fail to do this. Let's get to this level, and as I keep on adding something supernaturally here, I don't have anybody who have to say we would have learned from our enemies. What lessons have I learned and what have I not learned? There I have to have it as an enemy who want to what? Do nothing, as it can be a fish, as the Lord cannot fail. I'm not a fish, and my enemy can be sitting here because I'm not as ghost dead as scarlet. I am not telling you about somebody's life better than what is it in the talking or language, what code they represent, and what the codes mean it in your very language or on your tongue. So it is. Watch carefully how beautiful, glowing it is, so smooth as it is. So the design couldn't come with no such result as it should rain. That is it. Yo, we want to have any other thing. Let's watch carefully. Let's watch. That I may want to talk about more about this very personality, because it rain. When you talk about it, it will be seen of what? Breaking law. But when I talk about it, it will be seen for making it happen. Because I'm not talking in terms of in the time past, if I cannot bring the same person to the life right now. So what they didn't know and what you didn't know is that I am very real to myself in the birth, not confused. I'm not the one that say you don't know or you don't have record of what? Of such people you are trusting and believing in the books. I'm not being believed. I am living already. I'm just in assistance. You don't have to believe what I am than the works, what we have been asked to do, guided. You cannot say that somebody born 2,000 years ago have more detailed record than myself living in this modern day. That is why you cannot get it accurately other than who is birth before you. Why do you go to church on Sunday? I haven't invited you to church on Sunday if you are not the one the Lord is also what? Talking about the kingdom and princes. They said, go out and look for the best fruit and return to the Lord, that he may eat and you also get to keep. What do you keep it for? That is it. So Saint Valentine, when you are told that he had to pass on the third degree, like you want to say 3rd century, that is 3rd century, and which is also third, which is also 3D, and that is the same word for 3D. And in what room? Feast day, February 14th. That was the what? The name of one or two legendary gathering for what? For martyrs. You know this name? They say gathering for what? This name. This is what focus is to lay and emphatically talk about. Who lives seem, or whose lives seem to be what? To have what? A historical basis. But on my case, we are currently living with myself, getting it done, and telling those things you have been told what you don't know about. I don't see you talking about Valentine every day wearing this. When Valentine again? Is it only single day that turns red? In Nkoya we have the flamboyant, we have the tomatoes, every colors. That's where the lilies, the garlic, the most heavens, authorities. That's where it dwells. That's the most empire from the heavens. Angels and the most people and the angelic energies, forces and archaeologists. Even if we don't worship something that you worship or believe, it doesn't make us your level. I am born from the royal, the professor, everything that makes it. That's why we don't, yesterday and some few other ways, we are not talking about things. We are really talking about reality. So that you won't be saying things. No, we are talking about real SYLVESTER KWASI BEKOE. And any other thing that I'm supposed to bring to the screen, that we may know it. So those, just watch carefully. that as the Roman Catholic gathering continues to recognize Saint Valentine, why I'm doing it for third time now, as a what? As a saint. He was to what? He was removed from the January Roman calendar in 1969. That's the quote. The purpose was because he was having such information that won't be enough to what? To have him like you think it is. Only on the calendar. But when he has had to reign or rule, has nothing to do with what? Being removed from what? Calendar due to what? Lack of information. That has nothing. And it reigned today. Have they also, have they influenced themselves with it? Have they witnessed it? Such things you want to talk about to say the Lord may be doing something new. And except it comes from an entirely new kingdom. I have not been birthed from ordinary men. Even the level you want to say I have been birthed is what? Castle, presidency. That is what? The level Charles Kwame Amwako, the K engineer, Castle, that's the level he could carry the engineering to work in the office, creating the weapons, engineering light and mechanical works. At the same time, stand. That is the only angel who defend you. He is the one who created the weapons too. I don't think he was giving weapons that he could not create. That's why it's on the channel. It's not your family, it's not your father. Because he has not given birth to 3 or 4. It is only like 1 on 1. Third one you even say it. Because it's spirit. Like having it. So I'm being birthed just for you to understand. Righteousness. You see how it came rain. With rain. That's how we have always had to be the mystery. So that when it gets to the level, it will form whatever the Lord is talking about. The fire at the food base is off. Because I'm doing what is most important to you, as you need to import into your life to understand holiness. These have nothing to do with the law you break. A saint was not a matter of things you understand and talk about. You defiling yourself was not a saint, right? Of course, if a saint and saint have been given the right to touch themselves, it's nothing to do with you. Do you agree? We just have to do that. For such things also that resorted to what? That he is, as you want to say, the patron saint of such people, lovers, and also with what? People with what? Epilepsy degree. As you want to say, you know what is epileptic or epilepsy. All these things, if you don't name it to what it is in corruption, it won't be. And keeper of what? Be. So the honey. All of that. So they didn't say you should come and say, you are grown, mature, married. How old are you? Than myself, 38 years. Who is old? Almost every one of you in this country, you have nothing when it comes to age. When you got married, I hope you agree. You have not married at what? At age 30, 38. Because when you look at the age you are and the children age, you would have known that you were in 20s when you have married. Most of you, no matter how. So this one tells who indeed is senior most level. That's how we keep holiness. It has nothing to do with you. You try to have it, you say you enjoy. What do you enjoy? I have the sweet thing. What do you enjoy? You defile yourself, and at the end of the day, the Lord will punish you. And that when I hear that the Lord punishes myself for what I do that is opposite your life, and he try to punish us for your sake, is abomination. Then you have to have it. Then someone wrote, it happened. Many people, I can take you through, we'll even go there. How many people? So that you won't say that we don't know what has happened as I'm saying it. Because I told you we have to have all this to work. And watch out carefully. When we say, who was Saint Valentine? This account says that Saint Valentine was a Roman priest and physician who was what? Martyred during the persecution of subject gathering right out. The Emperor Claudius II or Claudius II. You see they say 11 hours. This is what represent 1-1. And that is also what the God calls about what? 2-7. But I told you 27 is 2 plus 7, which is my BC. You see that we have CEO right there. That's myself who wrote all this to prove angel, the Lord himself, coming to reprove the video that should be live. It shouldn't fail. If this generation was not A, when you have A, it won't show the reality. It won't show. Except we have it here. That's why I told you the 27 is Freemason number, highest level, highest degree to that level for grade 9 and grade 9 and also 27. These are on the account. You will say that you are playing with myself who sat and wrote the exam. We are looking for just only one person. How does this become a name? My name is Sylvester. I'm the only Sylvester birth in Temple in Konya. There is nobody whose family have such a name. When you hear that say Sunday, it doesn't make it Sylvester. I'm the only one with such a name. So don't let somebody come to the level where they are corrupt in their generation. I'm not with the family of anybody. When they have been defiled to their level degree, has nothing to do with the virgin here. I'm not married to have myself defiled. I am not carrying the news of somebody's ghost. Talking about what I am, and I don't, even to talk about ancestors, what do you say? You are told ancestors are only qualified to be ancestors by that name if they live a good life. So once you are not a good life lived personally, you are not called ancestor. So you understanding that when you think your forefather, you are not qualified even saying their name. Because what we are saying in the account, what they say ancestor means people you can live and call on again to live. That is when the Lord says he is the one who have returned this person to live again, but not an abomination, blood pouring. So Jesus could not even be a person to live again in flesh, because abomination is with it. The Lord who did it, if I tell him what he has done, this is the news he is ready to listen to. Whatever you have laid, if you are not the one who came again to make a war, it is abomination forever. To pour blood for the sake of human and just to call it cleaning people, that's what has led to blood issue every day. It is to be attributed to the bloodshed, blood pouring. You have had a Lord, whatever you believe in, various community and tribes, and then to this day, midnight, the tanker fuel and many trucks and buses of this country have just burnt up with people burnt life, and on the life, you have not recorded it. You want to attribute that to what? Satan. Who is Satan? Devil. Who is devil? Darkness. Who is darkness? Rain. Then the rain came from heaven. Who is the rain? The life. The one who came to make that deal a done deal. If the Lord put fire in it, whoever it is that concerned, whatever situation it is, the judgment is on the time 8 a.m. we have had to have this rain. Yes, if you are not recalling and recording, we tell you. And I woke up around 3, 4, so 4 thereabout. I woke up in that time. That's the calling. And I had to wake up on the calling of myself to be meditating, keeping things, interceding. Before later I joined TikTok to see what has happened. On the live it was happening. So it wasn't recorded. It wasn't pre-recorded. It was on the live while it's happening. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't saying somebody recorded and tell. No, I'm not telling the news of lies. I am saying we were right there. And I was in communication with one of my colleagues. So if it should happen and you don't know, I was guiding him and things I will be giving. If you don't know and you happen to be one of them, finish game. As I don't have TNT to travel that far in Sawam to KWASI, I don't have anything going to do there. So it is. When you deceive people, you have your people deceived by themselves in the distraction. When I got up that hour, I had to bath hot water before all these things happened. So I took it just one bath before I did all other things. Whatever you do know it is. Let's see if we can delve in again for other things. Because I don't want to just talk about this part of the conversation. So what's happening? Alright, so I got it. So the reason for the school like Missouri, Mossad. Let's look at the SS. Watch. These are the things you have in school and you don't know. So when you go to any university, you are falling because it is not a code for what is on earth that took place. Now, Valentine is realist. Numerous gatherings around the world claim to be what? In possession of the saint relics. And then these include his skull. You see what is skull? On display in the glass reliquary at what? The Basilica di Santa Maria or Santa Maria in what? in cause made in what? Rome. Now a shoulder blade showed what? A shoulder blade that indeed housed at the what? The Basilica of SS. So you didn't go to school to learn this, to know that there are places designated for that. And then we got the Perez, and then the what? And the Paul in what? In Paraguay or Paraguay. And that also after having been discovered in the gathering basement in 2002. A vessel tinged with a what? Blood, or with his blood, in addition to several other what? Artifacts as well. That which we say, the art, the state of the art. So when we're saying it, you have to know it. At the what? At the White Friar Street gathering in Dublin. Now, and relics kept inside a wax effigy of the saint situated in front of the altar of Old Saint. What is it saying? Saint what? Ferdinand Shrine. In what? In Flowery or Florissant, Missouri. These are the things you need to know, so that if you are doing blood issue, I don't do things in casting blood. No, no, no. The world must have it generation. In the Garden of Eden, we have no blood issue. So whatever you didn't know, that began blood issue with Abraham, all of them, almost every one of them, that was the devil tempting them. How would they know? The same Lord on his level is showing them. As for myself, the Lord, you see the blood in the eyes. You could have said somebody's blood is better than myself with the angel, the Lord myself. That's why we have to. How you win it will tell how you cut out generation of blood or sacrifices. What do you need a sacrifice for somebody's life to have life? Then the legend of the Saint Valentine. Then according to the legend, Saint Valentine signed a letter from what? From somebody special, that letter Valentine, to his what? Jailers daughter, whom he had befriended and what? And healed from blindness. So what I'm saying, the blood in the eyes, you are seeing it again. What happened? And another common legend stated that he defied the emperor's order and secretly married couples to spare the husband from being what? Conscripted to what? Serve in war. So in these cases, we're only for waiting time and until time is given. So we are not what you want to say. The Lord said the angels will reap whatsoever thing that you think is blood issue is the devil and the Lord himself. However, when we stop the blood issue, it is myself, the Lord myself, light. Light does not need any blood. The sun doesn't need any blood. You are the one making it to be evil before your sight. Sunday doesn't need blood, because I'm not in the Saturday or Sunday of somebody. How I keep my law is this that rule the world. You are not keeping the law for my sake. And after all, you have no such demonstration power than demon. To say demonstrate something, demons you are saying manifest. You don't know even the word. And this you cannot say is a Valentine's Day as a lover festival. You see, when the narration changes, they say what? Festival. Dates at least from the 14th century. That the tradition, what is the tradition means? Trade. That's a business for that very moment he was living. Forward giving cards on Valentine's Day began in that 18th, you see, 18th century. You are seeing the miracle. This I heard, look, on the live is this. What I counted, they had 19, 18, 17, 15, 16 in this. And that makes even the 119, which we don't say. Let's look at what is 119, the code right there. I don't want us to go further because I have many other things to talk about when we have to say. Look at this. We are on the live. We are on earth and in the universe. You don't have to tell me my hand is not showing what. Look at the beauty. So that if you fail to honor us for who, even look at him with a leaf. Look at it in the hand. That is what we say naturally, the Lord. Not your Jesus. Because what you want to say, you want to talk about to be Jesus and the reason you are doing what you do, you don't even see the reality of him. And somebody has been on your neck and you have become a devil, evil. You don't know what is written and reserved. Except you also understand from the Lord, angels. Let's find out. What's the code? Look at the code right there. What's the code? So if I had to have these things, perform it on the eve. So on the eve of Valentine's, something has happened. Let's look at on the eve of Valentine's, what happened? Even in what do you want to say history? Is my, let's say, what I recorded down for my fruit and fact. That's what you're saying history. So history could not be what you cannot find out and know the reality. Yes, these are the things you don't know. So I'm just supposed to do what? Let's get something right here, perform it. So what is it? Just greater sorrow. So what's, so on the eve of Valentine, so on the eve of Valentine, like what I say Valentine, but that's Valentine. So Valentine, what happened? Because before something will happen, let's say on the 14th, the 13th will show. Like I did yesterday, 13th. And the result for today, I heard it. That's why I don't have to go out before we have this. There are different what? Sweetness in it. The fire set up under the food is off. I need to go restart it. Why? I'm doing something very profitable, yet I've not been paid. So we say what? On the eve of the Valentine, what happened? Let's see what happened. I can go on the silence so that we have to have it in the silence like this. So on the live, once again, I told you that we will need to have what in a chimney what really concerns the law. So on our HD and standard view, we have at least what I can discern and design and compose for information that you abuse daily. And this is more reason some of you are getting married wrongly. And the Lord have nothing to do with your marriage apart from his sins that is adorned to have known this. Most of these things that you call saints and all these priests, they have not realized the real Lord. Yet they have lived with the Lord's Spirit and they have not seen it. So if you do things continuous, as you think, you have just added to them in the opposite. So you came as you claim God and this and that and forces and deity of this, you came judging them wrongly. Because you don't even have what it takes to be calling the Bible your God or the Lord your Lord in it. How you can have one Bible scripture written in three, Igbe, Ewe, Egan, different language. That is the corruption of the world. That's how they corrupt the Lord. And I have to make this battle alone, and then a little group that we want to say it is. Who are you to tell that you are as myself, showing myself every day how I've lived? Do you have this? What can you say it is? A person whose face is us. You are seeing everything, how even the design is. We're taking out Psalm 119. Let's get it. Let's get to it. Now, Psalm 119 says what? Before you can see the end of somebody's life, Psalm 119 says what? They say Aleph, there's Aleph. Now it says what? The seeds are those whose ways are blameless. They were blameless, who walk according to the law of the Lord. So I am blameless. Your Lord in belief of the same Bible is this corrupt. Because I'm the virgin, I don't think you have to judge myself for what you have done, which you do continuous. If I may have walked through or I may have walked past something, it doesn't mean I'm walking past it every day. After you are judging us when you are in it every day, you are rather judging somebody else for being that person. And then his seed, again, are those who keep his statutes and seek him with every what? Good state of the art. That is what he says, he art. He says. Now, again, it says what? They do no wrong. However, follow his ways. Where are the ways? Is the way of the Lord in the church? No. Has Paul made any path through the church? No. Or Yeshua made it in the Samaritan through the church? No. These are main original journey you should understand, not how you do things. So if I'm telling you, if it should be punishment for you, you will not survive. Even I mentioned it. And that if you won't survive it, the move you made, which wasn't my move, is it because I haven't traveled? Now again, it says that if they have to say, they lay down precepts that are what? To be what? Completely obeyed. That's why I say we said a rule. And that again, 5 says, oh, that my ways or that my ways were steadfast. It means what I have to hold on to, like keeping, that I watch it. If the Lord is corrupt in his ways, I say, Lord, your word, correct or rebuild it. So that's what made Yeshua use the word against devil. Oh, the Lord rebuked it, means the Lord correct thee. That you cannot do this on this time like this. Get that hell that behind. There it is indeed, because he knows you already. That again it says that then I would what? I would not be put to shame, but you have done everything to shame myself. Even your sickness that defile your flesh. We are seeing it. Just that it is a spirit of creation for myself that is managing and removing it. Because you are spoiling human being in your evil, which is beyond the evil of the Lord. If it should disturb yourself, you would have known how consumed you are. Watch here. That, what do I do? That when I consider almost every command in my life, I'm not the one who impregnate your daughter or your son. I've not become a man when I'm supposed to be opposite. And I've not become a woman when I'm supposed to be the opposite. I have not any agreement with ring or marriage anywhere with anybody's son or daughter. Because you are the one breaking the law, saying somebody should be rather his beast is another person, but the main person should be the one you say is married to in the air. Then practically you're sleeping with what? The one who is the ugly, which is the beast in them, but you see the beauty of somebody covering them. And that is said what? That he will give that praises to what? That it will be an upright he art, as I have not learned that way righteous law. So I have not learned the way of your Lord in your house, where I look at you married and have not married. Because the Lord keep on what? Straightening and making the path where it's crooked straight, where it's too straight, we crook it. Also that it will obey that the decree. So I will obey the decree. Do not what utterly forsake him. So if I also made a vow or promises that some people in the past missed, that I'll keep that watch carefully that I may not fall off the lane. Then I came repeating myself, doing it. I don't think anybody on this earth, knowing very well who I am, giving what I have, there is no saint you want to say, if they keep the law, they will not come to consciousness for healing or that. Even the prophet claim they heal. And I bear witness that they indeed heal. The portion they have claimed is the portion of righteousness fruit, which should be what? Accomplished in the righteous person. For if a prophet bear witness to prophet, that level is low. But let it be what? Why it is and what made it. The same law. But that law show you who indeed is the highest of the law. These are the things that in this form, continue to verse 9, says what? That look at the birth here. If you don't know alpha and beta, there you have alpha, beta. So this birth, to this birth, says what? How can a young person stay on the path of purity? It is hard to do. That's why they ask the question, which I have done beyond any other thing, and I don't have to carry it to the level. You see, what it takes to be what I'm saying. What question they put up here is the code I told you why you don't understand. How can a young person stay on the path for all of purity? You know what is purity? That's the virginity. So when you are married at the age that I'm ranking 38, you are already not the child of anybody here. Because I'm not the one you are married to. I'm not the one showing you complete name for the Lord to complete in you. You have not married my Lord, and I have not married you. Look at it. That living according to the words. And tell us what? That seek you, or that I seek you with every special beauty for the earth. That's why it is he earth. That in every beauty or every state for the Lord, it should be complete in beauty, not ugly. There you put blood in my eyes. Now, do not let me astray from your command. What is it that I'm doing that is what? Opposite. Sacredness is sex, but not for you, the one who is not sacred. Because the word you are claiming sex is for sacred people. You are not sacred. And that has not been given unless the Lord speak, or unless you reach the level it should be. Where are you? There you watch again. Now that I have what? Hidden your words in the what? Beauty. So do I say I hid the Lord's beauty in the ugly? No, in the beauty. That's a he art. This is the he. Which we say he art. And this is the art. That is visual art. So that you are not just saying visual art. You are seeing carefully with your eyes and you don't know what you are seeing. You perceive it, yet you don't understand because you are not an artist to say I can draw. And again, that I might not sin against you. So the word sin was nothing, but when it's against, you see that the law, because there's a sin that defile your flesh, and a sin that defile also the law. But the one which is against your flesh, let's say you that sin will suffer it. But that which also go to the Lord to suffer, then you are more consumed. He will destroy you. There, praise be to what? To that Lord. Teach me your decree. Then I begin to have it from prophet, what I hold. Word, not just your God. With what? Superpower, authority. That's the prophet say it on my channel. It's not your channel. When you have denied who should come to you, but the wrong one I have always entered you. With also my lip. This lip. Let me show you my lip. Can we draw lip? This you can say. Fall to what you have set up as your stair. And also what? With my lips I recount almost everything that the Lord, which is the laws that come from your mouth. Have I gone against it? I don't think I have to ask anybody who is not learned, because that's not your word. What I keep that you do not keep. What I keep that you do not practice, in the same way you keep, it has nothing to bring you and I to get anywhere. So you and I are not traveling anywhere. I told you already, when you follow us, I will destroy you. By the same law, because I've had to say, I agree on the law, if you have anybody you believe in or on, that he will give you for the sake of what you have broken the law. That's why when Yeshua begin to intercede on your behalf, they have to crucify him, so that you won't say that I'm the one that you may have life. I am not with you any wrong. This is where I can even earn the word. That let's go on. Let's go on here. Now also this I said what that I rejoice in what following the Sadducees, as one rejoices in great riches. I'm the great one with the wealth. Is it myself? That I told you, creating wealth or wealth creation is on my channel. So these things will only come from the same Lord who made it in flesh. You cannot use any God or your level or deity of your level to prove it would have destroyed you already. Because when the Lord set the same fire, you challenge the fire, the people burnt up. And myself again doing it, bring the rains again. We want to all talk of cloud and rain. Also that 15 says that I meditate. You see, it didn't praise you. It is I meditate on your precepts and what? Consider your ways. So if the ways of the Lord is different from the law, I said, no, this is not your word. This is a different Lord. For that which is wise cannot become a fool. That is where I have to deny it. There I have also delight means double portion light. And I show you the D-I and then D-E. What they mean. Portion. I have to highlight. It means that light and then highlight. And then highest light. In your decree. So in the decree, as the law is, I'm not talking to any human being, particularly if you are not the one keeping the law to the level it is written as law. Because you can't even weigh yourself to the age I have lived without birth. I have not hidden anything anyway. I create. That's why when the people that you claim, I don't even say it, so that it will be working there. That in 60 says that delight in the word and the decree, that he will not neglect your word. That I will not neglect the word. So if the word in the scripture or reserve is opposite, that's why we were given to test. If I am that person, I told you when I see it, I'll know it. I will know it. And then when you have traveled without the angel, you fall. That, look at another word, that Gimel or Gmail. 70 says, I'll be good to your servant while I live, so that I may also obey your word. So when you sin against myself, I will show you I'm also more than you are saying. Because it is my kingdom millennium. That is here, not Jesus millennium. It is not Moses millennium. It is January, myself. This one, proper times. Proposed time. Predestined. That Yeshua mentioned, when the Lord, he shall sit on the throne of his Lord or his own throne. In this day like this mentioned. That's why we be judging. In the house, they told the kingdom that judgment will also prevail. That's where the war begins. So that if you haven't done this well, you should know it. You cannot tell me by the namesake. It's not namesake. I'm not suffering in namesake. It is practical. You will tell me that the Lord gave you. Gave you what? Which portion? Whose portion? I have my portion higher than any portion in the world. Because I have not claimed, because I'm the one prince already, originally birth, original identified. Don't come in. That's why they kept changing our identity and birth to somebody's family who never schooled. I am not one of you. That I am like you say. So I'm not a stranger anymore. It is what? Saints' anger. That is also stranger on earth. Do not just do not hide your commands from him or from me. That I'm saying. That my soul is not consumed. Somebody's soul is consumed today. Yes. At all times, I don't want to say that you rebuke. So look at it. You rebuke the arrogant. So the word arrogant is different from corrupt. So if you are arrogant, the Lord rebuked thee. That you should be corrected. Some of them, they act arrogantly. You don't know. Like what you just heard of, you didn't inquire. You are just talking in anyhow without assessing if your level is indeed that thing you are saying. Then he can correct you. But for the accursed, look, who are cursed or accursed, those who stray from your commands. You say you stray from somebody's command. You don't know that if I'm the one keeping the law, I'm the one with the command. There is nobody on this earth. If you forbid it, I also agree not on your word, because we are not the same. You are not the one who make it rain. I prove you what I am that you cannot be. You are not a prince. You are not born from a kingdom, and I deny you. You are not a January. You are not anybody here. That remove from me their scorn and contempt, for I keep my statutes. I keep my statutes, and I keep what? The statutes. If the law is yours, you should know it. That's what it means. That as rulers sit together and slander him. You do this, but I tell you, if I grab you, you know that I'm not joking on this earth. That I'm not a dust. So in this case, I won't read this. This was a dialect. This was dialect. The language you speak, dust. So you speak the language of dialect. This is what they say, dialect. In your language, language and dialect. I hope you agree. Language and then differences in the language. That makes it dialect. And that is a word of dust. When you get to the language, you are in the dust. See, he said what? He is what? He is laid to what? Low to dust. I hope you get it. When it calls language or dialect, that I did not come from your language, let alone your dialect. Yet you are making us as dirty. That's why today even wearing it. I tune this thing to the color I wear. I tame it with the coconut oil and fire. I made it color what it is. And also what is saying? And I just don't want to talk anymore. Let's get to this. So I said, preserve my life according to your word. That is what I can say. And answer to my decree. So I don't want to talk so much. Even ending right there. And then Psalm 91 verse 11 or Psalm 91 verse 1, you look at it. It is angel throughout. And we don't want to say throughout. So we angel journeyed in that path. That's what I can say. That even if you do not know, I tell. Somebody can tell. Sylvester tell. I'm not a mobile phone, yet we are beyond those. You know, whatever you don't know that happened is why you be saying certain things you are not supposed to say is because we have the power. We have the kind of transforming spirit like that. In that way you cannot see. Yet the spirit even in you that do not know anything, the spirit with us make you say things that you do not even know what you're saying. And that we know what you have mentioned. In any word. Let me better tell you. If you don't know who I am, in myself and my Lord, if you think the white man will come and follow you, the one who is corrupt, then you better have it end you. They will shoot missile, bomb you. With you and your Lord will claim of what you have built. We does not build well, only destroy. So I don't have to talk many things. 911 is already when you call at the in Sawang, where they have been consumed. Look at what is right there. Look at it. They are singing the praises for the Lord enthroned in Zion's, which you want to say Zion, which you want to say Zion. Now proclaim among the nations what he has done. What has the Lord done? You don't know it. How can you know it? You are not perceiving, you are not watching. How can you know what it is the Lord has done? These are the things. Listen well to the reserve. This is reserve working. I have not had any child with you. When you go and say that I'm the one who have a child with you, that my money should be paid to you, your shame and disgrace in your house have never come from. I wasn't born from Igbe. I wasn't born from a tree. I wasn't born from a gun. Nobody else on this earth. Except the word English. That is the soul that return. That's the flesh you are seeing. Light. It's myself who came, not your kind of belief. I don't have that also here. Because I don't regard those things you have said, you delight that in the name of Jesus or Yeshua, you are marrying. It is never the word of the Lord. It is never true. Never true. Never true. You couldn't use the son of the Lord if indeed he was the son of the Lord. You couldn't use his name to be defiling yourself. To say you stand and the pastor or the prophet can stand in the church and say they are honoring you for defiling the rule in his name. I don't think so. Even that judgment, you can't stand it. If you are that prophet, are you saying the word that say holy or virgin, he born of virgin and whatever? You could not let the virgin issue work. But when somebody boldly can say, we want it to be the one to bless or to increase or to make our marriage this day, that is first time we're going to defile ourselves. You yourself, are you sure yourself? Are you aware what they are doing? You didn't ask the Lord. So there are spirits in you talking to you. They are also Lord. But they are the one deceiving you well. So they have done so excellently. Because you allow yourself in that level, that's the battle they have pulled you to. Being born single, proving that many things. You could not live in your flesh because you are afraid you will die. And you are saying somebody should die for you. It is never going to work. It's never going to work. What a mouth. Mouth. Single mouth, single lip. And I can tell myself to what? Other things. Look at something. Like this, like that. That's alright.